Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Emily, and I'm here every Wednesday bringing you a new concept from Mother Mary's teachings for high vibrational living blended with our spirit. High vibrational living is all about really blending with our spiritual self, raising our vibration, allowing us to live with less stress, with more insight, and to really fully be able to experience all situations, really be present for all of our relationships in a very pure way. Less drama, less emotions, really being able to purely enjoy life and everything that it has to offer. Every Friday, I bring you a guided meditation that corresponds to the week's concept video to help bring that concept deeper into all levels of your being so that you don't have to practice these concepts. The concept will energetically come into all levels of your being to give you that energetic foundation. It goes beyond being mindful, it goes beyond practicing, and it actually allows you to embody the concepts so that you can really enjoy life from that blended space with your spirit without having to try and do the work, which is really incredible and really amazing. This week's video is about releasing our mind to receive a greater insight. So I wanted to bring this concept forward, talking about it in a way that can be relatable. A lot of times when we are becoming more aware of our own abilities and our own intuition, when we're receiving messages from our spirit or our guides, this concept of receiving the information for what we really need to know in the moment, guiding us, bringing us what we need to know for how to navigate in all moments. We can take this even a step farther. So everyone has abilities. Everyone has the ability to receive messages. This is called our spiritual senses. And just like we all have physical senses, we also all have spiritual senses. These senses can be more subtle, a little more unfamiliar, as we generally haven't cultivated them like we have our physical senses throughout our lives. When we become more spiritually aware and we start really tapping into these spiritual senses, they can become stronger and more noticeable. Mother Mary wants us to remember that as we move into this higher vibrational way of being, of connecting into our spirit, connecting into our guides, receiving messages for how to navigate or how to move forward, she wants us to remember that we can keep our mind in a very expansive place, as a lot of times things can be brought into our awareness simply for energetic movement. Sometimes we can be guided or we can be receiving a message that seems very clear and we can resonate with it. But our ego is also coming into play a little, of what we would really want or what we really would like. And this can even be on a spiritual level. Spiritually, it can be something that we really want or we really resonate with. But we can also remember that there is a more expansive, greater view of what is happening. And even though we may become aware of something that we really resonate with, we can also hold it very lightly. And as we sit with it, we can explore, is this something that requires action? Is it something that is to come into physical form? Or is this a clue for me? Is it a clue for my own movement, my own healing, or my own push to become more expansive? So, for example, we could be very strongly guided or have this gut feeling or be seeing messages pop up all around us, either through license plates, through other people's words, through our own thoughts, through songs. These are just some of the examples. But if we're constantly seeing messages that all are directed towards this awareness, it could also be a higher vibrational clue that doesn't need to actually play out in the physical sense. So I'm going to try to keep this example expansive while also making it relatable. If you have been guided or brought in the awareness that your spirit is guiding you to something, an object, for example, this could be a new home, this could be a new job, this could be a new car, a new pet, just as some examples. So let's just call this an object. And if you are being guided to this object, seeing all of the signs around you, hearing the messages, both from your own intuition, maybe from others as well, and seeing physical signs around you. Maybe it seems like everything is falling into place. It's always important to hold all of this lightly. We can ask our higher selves, we can ask inside of us, is this a clue for movement, for my own movement? Or is this something that will physically play out? And a lot of times, people, because of all of the signs that they're given, will move forward and having this play out physically, where you will get this object. And it may make sense in your head. Maybe some things about it make sense, where divinely it seems really right. But there also could be, pros and cons. You got to weigh the cons. Mother Mary wants us to stay in the space of holding this all very lightly. She wants us to hold it so lightly that we can take into consideration all things. We can take these divinely guided messages into consideration. we also have to take into consideration the physical world, financial, our families, what's truly right for us physically in the physical human sense, not just in the spiritual sense. And this concept, she wants us to really come into that as we raise our vibration, we can be a blend. And it's important to blend both the spiritual and the physical. And you may be guided to this particular object and go through some of the steps for movement, but not actually have it come into physical fruition. It may seem a little bit confusing, but sometimes when we move forward on a path, things don't always play out the way that we're expecting, or the way that we're thinking, or the way that we're being told by our guidance or our own intuition. And that is okay, because it's all divine. And this life isn't about the outcome, it's more about the process and moving through the process, holding both the spiritual and the physical very lightly so that we can be blended. And we may find out that if we hold on to too much of the spiritual and actually get the object, it ends up being physically limiting. Whereas if we move forward with that object or getting the object, while holding both very lightly, more in a curiosity space of, I wonder how this is going to play out. And I'm not going to hold on to the outcome too tightly. We can actually see that maybe it goes in a whole different direction. Or maybe it takes us into a whole new energy within us so that we can experience in a whole new way. Maybe it helps us release an old pattern or old belief system that we've been trying so hard to let go of. So join me this Friday for a guided meditation to help you move into this on all levels of really being able to energetically hold both our spiritual guidance and the physical world guidance and logic blended lightly so that we can move forward and experience life in a much more expansive way, beyond our mind, beyond what we think, what we feel, what we know. Because there is so much happening behind the scenes, and we have so much divine support around us at all times. Thank you for joining me today for this concept video, and I will see you here on Friday for this corresponding guided meditation. Blessings of love and light to all of you.